Source Hunters, I welcome you once again to the realm of Rivellon after your travels through the chasms of space. Nice to have found a shelter, wouldn't you agree? Where you can come to no harm. I know the imp historian has told you about his agent on Rivellon, and that agent is I. So now that you know of the alliance between me and Sir Zigzax, let us turn to the business at hand. Starstone. And I'll be delighted to give it. Dark webs are being woven around these parts, and it is my firm belief starstones are the flies the sorcerer spiders are trying to catch. It can therefore hardly be a coincidence that Councillor Jake was a collector of the stones we seek. His foul murder and the plight of dying time must somehow be interconnected. That means the task you have been given remains crucial. Find the assassin that did away with Jake, for you're bound to stumble upon Starstone along the way. While you were being lectured by our friend the historian and the grande dame of time, I snuck into his house and had a look around. The advantage of being a cat, you know. You go where you please with impunity. And sometimes the lady of the house even rewards you with a slice of fresh herring. That's where I saw them in a cabinet. Mere slivers, but specks of starstones nonetheless. They lay there, silent and innocent, though bloody murder may have been committed in their name. Don't we all long for a sanctuary where our worldly troubles can be held at bay? A bed or a basket so snug it becomes, in a word, safety. But perhaps I speak only for myself, not for veterans such as yourselves that by necessity call any patch of ground they rest upon home. Like any cat worth its salt, though, I deeply cherish a secret refuge unbeknownst to anyone. To be able to repose without a care is such a precious circumstance, savored all too seldomly.
Now, where is my pepper? Did it sprout legs and run away?
Let me phrase it like Zigzax might. A universe without time is like a pen without ink. A pointless instrument stripped of the potential of creation. It is void. It is death. It is nothing. I'll not pretend to have all the answers, all that I understand, all that is happening here and out there among the stars, but I do know I'd rather err on the side of caution. If Zigzax worries, I worry. We are talking about a creature, after all, that has reclined among the divines as nonchalantly as you and I lays beside the hearths of home. I met him first, a long time ago, out in the wastes of Youthful Gore. He wondered aloud what on earth a cat was doing out there in the scorching desert, then shared what little food and water he had with him. So I told him who I was and showed him my human form. He laughed and marveled and told me stories about his travels. In the end, he even shared his great sorrow with me. The unspeakable thing you saw through his looking lens. I was awed and frightened, but swore to help him in any way I could. As of now, that includes helping the two of you.
Now, where is my pepper? Did it sprout legs and run away? There it is. sprout legs and run away? Ah, there it is.
Oh, before you go, here. Take this teleporter pyramid. A handy toy indeed that Zigzags asked me to give to you. You'll need the other one too if you want to make use of its powers, but alas, I seem to have misplaced it. Don't worry though. Use this one here and it'll take you straight to its twin. Now that this matter has been settled, hunters, I shall detain you no longer. But rest assured, I'll do my share of hunting too. So if you spot a white cat during your travels, do stop to say hello.
I'm overheating here!
It never ends around here. There's a zombie in my garden. My sheep is missing. Now, where is my pepper? Did it sprout legs and run away?
Did someone leave an oven door open?
Feeling hot under the collar?
A source hunter? But don't tell me we've got to worry about dark magic on top of it all!
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese.
To what do I owe the repeated pleasure, Source Hunter? The world belongs to the young, they say, and Boris will live to take his piece. Thank you for your help in this matter. Certainly, what would you like to know? Well, she certainly possesses a critical eye and an exacting manner when it comes to making difficult medical decisions. I expect she'll be a very successful healer in her own right when the time comes. She is learning from the best, after all.
Thank you eternally for your help. Though your reaction to the healing stone, I have no idea what to make of it. That strange reaction you caused, blue lightning from a healing stone, I've never seen anything like it. And the stone looks different now, too. Like it's devoid of life. I begin to wonder if its magical properties survived your little reaction. I've been studying under Theliron for some time now, but that task, being asked to play the gods, was the first time I've ever questioned my, well, suitability for the work. I've a passion for this work, you see. A passion to see things put in order, From a flesh wound healed to an entire city made resistant to a fatal illness. What right has something as trivial as a wound or as senseless as an epidemic to take a human life?
Tricks hardly make her worthy of such grave responsibilities.
Watch the undead quiver in their mouldy boots.
Pay the big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies Sicil's ever seen.
A sauce hunter? Oh, don't tell me you got to worry about dark magic on top of it all.
Brew 'em, spice 'em,
Here for your daily serving of veggies. Please partake of the plumpest produce ever produced.
Ah, hello, proportionate one. Oh, I can see from the symmetry in your face that you are a great fan of the fine arts, no? I'm a painter by trade, as you can see, but a cartographer at heart. You might think there isn't enough work for one of my talents in a downtrodden city like Sicil, and you'd be quite right.
inject some vim into your routine.
Join us.
I travel around Andervale, mastering my craft and finding new subjects to add to my litany of lovely portraits and complex maps, like this rooster I'm working on now, and the landscape that surrounds him.
Pay the big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
Sauce hunters, eh? All right, proper, we're finally getting a hand. Things is chaos. If you've got a favourite sheep, best to fry her up now before she gets thieved in the night like me dear plump Ogget, the finest in me herd. Now that the herd's gone, old Bertie's just scratching by like a hen till the next batch of beasties comes through. I recently sold most of the tender loves to a trader heading north. Plenty of business that way these days. Those miners must be preparing for a mighty great feast. Wish I could have a nibble on my dear darlings, all ground and spiced. Yes. Oh, Ogget's been missing for more than a fortnight. Sorry, can't... Sauce hunters, eh? If you've got a favourite sheep, best to fry her up now for... Yes. Oh, Ogget's been missing for more than a fortnight. I love that sheep, you know. Was planning to cook her into a fine midwinter night haggis myself. Do tell me if you hear anything about her. I plan on pursuing whoever stole her with my cleaver in hand. Sorry, can't help you there. Haven't got enough livestock left to warrant a hand with the work.
A good day to you.
Any takers? Come on, you chickens.
How lovely to see you again. I'm a painter by trade, as you can see, but a cartographer at heart. You might think there isn't enough work for one of my talents in a downtrodden city like Sicil, and you'd be quite right. I travel around Andervale, mastering my craft and finding new subjects to add to my litany of lovely portraits and complex maps, like this rooster I'm working on now, and the landscape that's...
By now, if that Bruce had taken to a woolly lass instead of that heifer.
Spiritless? Perhaps wrestling an earth elemental will inject some vim into your routine.
Let's see. Halibut, chief's tomatoes.
What are ye staring at? Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
Captain Jack's the name, though the title may be a little generous at the moment. My crew ran off, and I can't find enough hardy souls to help me reload the ship and sail off.
With a wheel of the good stuff.
Those scallywags heard there be silver in the Lacula mines, and they abandoned ship like the lily-livered turkeys they are. Haven't seen them since the day we docked. Some poor chaps lost their ship and want some work. Just send them to me, and tell them there's a bit of coin and a lot of rum coming their way if they don't mind a bit of honest labor.
Into your routine.
Quiet day on the market, it seems.
Get it while it's fresh. This batch is only ours for the sea.
Oh no, noble friend. Your upper chakras are in desperate need of a good scrubbing. Fortunately for you, my homebrewed tinctures will do the job. Or if you're in the mood for something a bit more electrifying, one of my air scrolls might give your system just the shock it needs.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
Here for your daily serving of veggies. Please partake of the plumpest produce ever produced.
This town has seen better days, but despite it all, we'll always have the sea.
What do you have? I got white cheese, blue cheese, old cheese, new cheese.
Zombie problem than a set of silver arrows.
Aaron has as many friends as the man.
Don't scuttle away before you've tried some of the ocean's finest bounty. How many crab claws would you like? 3? 11?
Honoured to meet you. Wish I was a source hunter. Dangerous line of work, but it's a damn sight more glorious than being a legionnaire.
Say, no one's around. You wouldn't raise a fuss if I, borrowed one of these fish, would you?
Borrow indeed. I'll sooner meet a cat wizard than see that merchant repaid.
Come now, I'll be good for it, I swear. Oh, my story's tired by now. I was happy enough, prosperous enough, before these lean times around Sicil began. Still, that doesn't waive a man's need to eat, you know. I never would have dreamt of resorting to petty theft during better times, but what choice have I got now? If it's steal or starve, I'll choose steal. So what do you think? Should I snag a fish?
Choose the finest green. Made a big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
That merchant has to eat too, you know. Leave the fish alone.
Yes, you know what they say about giving a man a fish? This man should learn to stand on his own 2 feet.
I suppose you've got a point. Another day, another rumbling belly. You've never fed a hungry man, you know.
Tomatoes.
That thief is free for now, but I wonder how long it'll be until his growling belly seduces him back onto the crooked path. Thank you for making that would-be thief see reason. I only hope your instruction lasts. The last thing the plagued people of Sicil need is a thief among them.
Fresh haddock. Perfect for a fry-up.
Well, what sort of arrows do you want? Freezing? Silver? Poison? Get to the point.
Not in the mood for cheese. The excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine golden bed.
Potions to remuscle you. Scrolls to intussle you. Let us see if
You can choose the finest greens.
Well, what sort of arrows do you want? Freezing? Silver? Poison? Get to the point.
Join the Spud Club if you've got an eye for bar potatoes.
Aaron has as many friends as the man.
Well, what sort of arrows do you want? Freezing? Silver? Poison? Get to the point.
Orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies size fields ever seen.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes. Quiet day on the market, it seems.
Lonesome, spiritless, wrestling and arts elemental.
Baking like a cake.
Ah,
So what did he say?
Well, what does it matter? Daylight was more sure to my
Don't forget the time you got caught passing a love note to the Lizard Councillor's wife.
is that why we never sailed for
Have you found us a job yet? We'll take anything, really. So there's a captain offering booze and brass for a bit of crate loading? God be praised, you've done it, friend. Off we go.
Ever hear about the time the captain took the Duchess of Feather's carriage for a joyride?
No, he didn't. He drove it straight to the mother bank.
Good on you. These boss men respect confidence, you know. So what did he say?
Well, what does it matter? Daylight was more sure to my nature.
Aren't any thieves around? If there were those thieves, why would we be guarding this place? Think! Makes sense, sir. Salutations! Source hunters, I see. I'm Courteous is my name. The Legion is my calling. This is a stop. Conversation, mate.
Mate, he says. We are colleagues, nothing more.
Come now, it's just a turn of phrase.
Will you please turn your phrases elsewhere?